there's so many of them. From, you know, the most crazy travel we've had was when we had a tournament in Minsk in Belarus.
Yes, yeah.
So that was actually like 2010 something, and they booked us the flights to Minsk pretty late, so we were flying through Moscow.
Okay.
And we were not aware that the Belarus is like in the regional flights over there. So once we landed in Moscow, and we didn't have visas, like transit visas, so we couldn't enter, you know, leave the place. So we were stopped at the airport and had an overnight stay there, and had to fly back home on the next day.
Oh, they didn't let you go through?
No
way.
They took our passports. We stayed there the whole night. And next day we fly back to Warsaw. Then we take taxi to the border. And then we had taxi waiting on the other side to take us to Minsk. But apparently we found out you cannot walk through the border. So we had to take like stops, you know. Like,
oh my
so
God.
All of us had different people taking us.
So you had to jump in with a random car and go across.
So that was like the
oh God, that's chaotic.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most crazy stories.
I mean, there's a funny moment with Cadian, actually. I remember, I think it's our first major together in Stockholm, where we beat Vitality and.
When we finally got back to LAN in 2021.
Exactly. Yeah, we finally got back to LAN, and we were really good online, you know, and we were trying to prove ourselves, and we managed to go to the playoffs by beating Vitality. And I have like this 1-on-2 or 3 against Saibu or something. I win on overpass, and he kisses my forehead. That's a great picture, and that's a good one.
I think you know, nowadays with Counter-Strike players, you know, we are at 5-star hotels. We play in big arenas. Back in the days, for example, when we went to these tournaments in Germany, you know. Back then, you know, I remember coming to Germany and having to drive, you know, 2 hours from the airport. And then we went to this hostel where we had to share. It was like you didn't have your own private room, or you didn't have shared rooms. You had like a whole, you know, like a massive room that had like room for 30 people.
Oh my God.
And we would have to go to these messes, Sabin mess or whatever it was called, like these big. Razer has a stand, and like these,
exhibition places.
Yes, exhibition. Right? Yes, that was what I was looking for. And we were sharing rooms with, you know, some Polish workers who was like carpenters or whatever, and they would wake up at 6 a.m. and we had, you know, had to shower next to them, and it was just a big mess. And you had to drive 3 hours to get to the venue, and then we were just sitting there, and you had no noise cancelling headsets, and there was like a Razer booth behind you where someone was going crazy, and it took you like 10 minutes to go from one side of the hall to the other one, and it was just, back then, I feel like a lot of the players, they are a bit spoiled today, because back then it was crazy.
Like, you had to go through what you did, so that they can have this now, right, as it's all changed.
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of having fun. I think I'm super lucky in my career that obviously MOUZ gave me the opportunity in the first stage, but also just to be able to be here for almost, I think, 4 years now. Yeah. And I think every lineup I played in every roster, NXT and main team, it was a pleasure. I was always surrounded with happy and funny people. Also, even if people, maybe like, for example, David, when we joined, like he was the old guy, let's call it, and we were a bunch of kids with him.
And Frozen wasn't even that old when you said
exactly,
old guy,
but he was the old guy because of also his attitude. I think that he was very, like, he is always and was very professional, and that's something that we all look up to him until this day probably about. But we also made him have a lot of fun. I feel like he really enjoyed the time with us. So yeah, probably that was one of my best memories from that time.
I don't know, maybe in Portugal we going with my team. We go to Lisbon. It was like a normal ride. It's like 3 hours.
Okay.
But it was raining so much, and we took like 7-8 hours.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was very insane. And the guys that were with me, they were kind of crazy, and it was one of the first times that I was with them.
Yeah.
So, and we needed to sleep basically on the floor to play the tournament. So,
oh man.
Yeah, right now it's very good to remember that, because
where you began, the humble beginnings.
Yeah, and right now we have everything. We are in the hotel, we have a bed, we have everything with the manager and stuff like that. So
but back in these times as well, you didn't even have practice computers, right? There was no
Yeah. Well, you needed to go there, the PCs to play, and after that you just go
Get off and go, yeah.
So it's not funny, but it's the history.
Funny now is probably the KNS, where I'm just running down and trying to shoot him in the back with 12 bullets on the cobblestone. It wasn't fun at that moment, but I didn't mean so much in the game. But after, I'm just laughing at it. I even called my USB KNS killer Kappa. When you could do name tag, so yeah.
I think it was Chengdu. I don't remember. Chengdu. Something like that. Steve. One of my roommate, like actually we have one roommate, but he got the sickness, I think, from the food.
Oh, no.
And in the like 5 a.m. 6 a.m. around, I heard someone puking in toilet. And I woke up and I said, like, bro, are you okay? He said, no, bro, I'm dying. I'm even puking like in different colors than I never seen. So I said, okay, let's go to the hospital. But we don't know English.
Good luck. Yeah.
Didn't even have time to write to the people, like, we are going to the hospital.
So you just went on your own?
Yeah, with 2 person going down to the lobby, asking for cab, and going to the nearby hospital. And 6 a.m. even like the weather was dark.
Yeah.
Like we opened the hospital place was like, how I can say, it's like a Call of Duty moments. Like when your door is not even door, it's like you have to open like this, you know, like
you're pulling it across.
Yes. Yeah. And we went in. There was no any doctor or something. We were just hearing sounds. Like the window was opened, and some doctor came out, and he just. She it was her, I think. She gave like some couple of pills, and we couldn't come back after that. Like we did everything. We had to look for taxi, but it's impossible to order taxi because they don't know what taxi means there.
So you're just lost.
And after that we walked, we asked the people, we said, what we gonna do? Let's go back to this war hospital to check can someone speak English and order cab for us.
Yeah.
And by the way, at the same time, for 2 hours, 3 hours, they are trying to reach us.
Oh yeah, to find out where you are.
Yes.
And you have no data or nothing?
No, nothing. Like we got the cab, we made the hotel, like managed the camp hotel in lobby. When we saw the all tournament organizers there, like all admins there, and also every team had like one or 2 person to take care of them because
for the team directly.
For the team,
Yeah.
They were there, our team there, everyone looking to us. It was so funny in that second, like the when they're talking.
They were so scared, I bet.
Yes, because
they think you died, you've got away, like just disappeared.
And also it was like unforgettable memory for us. Also with my friend, like I've been showing like. He's doing like this to toilet. These things, like it was so hard to explain.
You're just miming it all out.
And next day, maybe just we play the Virtus.pro. Like I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a good story.